Indeed, and greetings upon you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me here again on another live stream. Another moment for us to see one another. Straight up looking into your soul right now. Wants to see you extra hard. And I'm so happy to be seeing you right now, Brother Isaac, sending love, light, and perspective to each friend today. I'm feeling very excited, a little nervous, but in a good way. I leave in 30 minutes for the bachelor trip. Brother Bear, congratulations, dude. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. I hope you get I wanted to say I hope you get treated well, but I don't know if that's how it works if you're going on like a bachelor trip. Maybe you won't be treated well, and maybe that would be perfectly well as well. But I'm sure you will be seen, Brother Bear. You're going to be extra seen. Take action and go and see others as well, man. I appreciate you so much for sharing some of that with us. Sadly, the weather literally only for the days I'm there is going to be freezing and raining, but it's all as it should be. Maybe it's gonna force you to be, in closer quarters with people, forcing you to have conversations instead of being in the outside world. So maybe it's perfectly divine as well, as you're saying. Good morning, good morning, Melton folks. Thank you for joining us, Kayan. My Ermias blur just fell over, gave water back to nature. Let's see if it's gonna be a little bit more stable here. Try that again, shall we? Shannon joining us as well. So happy to be here with you all today. So happy to have you, Shannon. Thank you for joining us. So nice of you to spend some time with us today. To spend some time with yourself, to allow yourself to be seen and to see others. That's what I want to talk about today. About seeing. Seeing yourself, seeing others, letting yourself be seen by others, allowing yourself to see others. That whole. But before we get into it, we have to take a moment to just breathe a little bit, shall we? This topic, yes, Melina. So this little stick was in my room, and like today, my cell phone charges in my room as well. And today I was like, I need to bring stick, and I was like pretty sure that you're going to be here as well if I bring the stick. So I'm happy that I brought the stick. Thank you for joining me, friend. This topic is fire. It really is fire. I'll read something worth saying just to give us like a initial feeling, and then we'll breathe and we'll focus on our different layers of, some layers of existence. Whoop, Sticky is happy, so I'm happy as well. So much love to you, Melita. So much. Okay, love received, and then more love on top of the love you just received. Thank you so much for joining us. Commitment is nothing more than the deliberate decision that something will be so. Yourself then is merely a conduit through which mystery lives itself. And how can you know any mystery unless you look? You have to try and look, to try and see. Oh, who is that behind those eyes? What mystery lies there? What can I learn from this person? What can I learn from myself in watching this person? Okay. Let's start this the stream of right, taking a breath, just trying to like really take a breath, sitting into your body, really rooting yourself into the feeling of being a human being right now. Look at your hands. What the hell? Arms articulating into smaller arms. Think about the fact that every single other person also has these hand things. For some reason, yesterday it fascinated me. I was like looking at my hands and I was like, huh, other people also have hands. And I didn't know why, but for some reason in that moment, it was such a visceral feeling. And I was like, yo, yes, in fact, other people do also have hands. Just think about that for a little bit. Think about the fact that you have hands, you have feet, you have toes. Feel what it feels like to have those. Feels what it feels like to be standing on them, or just to have them folded under you if you're sitting right now. Have them lay in front of you if you're laying down. Have them planted underneath you if you're sitting on the toilet. Wherever you are, here you are, in this moment. Whew, take a breath. Remember to breathe. Remember breathing. As we're rooting ourselves into our humanness, we can acknowledge our hearts, the feeling that our heart is constantly pumping through us, the love that it's constantly empowering us with, our ability to be in this space instead of not being in this space. Take a breath. With every single breath, you are choosing life. Literally, just think about that. Yes. As you inhale, I choose life. As you exhale, you contribute your expression to life. Inhale, embrace life. Exhale, express life. If you find yourself here in this moment, nice and rooted, willing to admit to yourself that you're safe and secure, that you are safe and secure enough to be here, we can shift our attention to our emotions. We can shift our attention to our relationships, and we can shift our attention to our creative pursuits, our emotions being something that we can address, whether or not we've been feeling in a way we don't want to feel, right? Trying to escape a certain emotional response, or even if we're feeling in a certain way, trying to live into that emotional response. Today, some of the lessons that came to me is thinking about entropy, apathy, that state of meh that we sometimes feel as a receptivity to feel something. Every single time you feel as if you're empty, you're nothing, you're at a loss, you're lacking, instead of feeling into that space and believing it to be true, to think of that space as something that now allows new light to flow into you. How does that make you feel? How does the shifting of attention make you feel? Think about your loved ones. Think about the people that see you, be it on a day to day basis, be it on a family level, be it with your colleagues. Who sees you? And then to flip that coin, who do you see? Who in your life do you see that you feel you're inspired by? Who in your life do you see that you feel you are repulsed by? And ask yourself, why do you feel that way? Is it their behavior? Is it your aversion to the behavior? An unwillingness to, maybe not unwillingness, unwantingness to be that way yourself? An aversion to having spent a little bit of a moment in our emotions, as creative as we can be with the way we feel, I think it's important for us to remember that we have the will to share love, to share light of this world, and that at the end of the day is what we're here to do. Our will is to share love and light. Otherwise, we wouldn't have reincarnated into this body, into this experience, into this existence. Taking a breath, remembering the power of yourself. In being able to breathe yourself instead of being breathed. You have the power, literally have the power to use willpower to breathe yourself instead of allowing the self to be breathed. Taking that power back, even for a moment, living into the feeling of that power. After acknowledging our power to share love and light, think about who you would like to share love and light with. Be it your immediate family members, be it your friends, be it the entire world. And trying to see it as different fields extending from yourself, from your heart space. The first field being the ones that you keep close, the second field being the friends that you might not see every single day, and the third field encapsulating all of existence, if you want to go that vast. Maybe let's just do Earth for now. Loving every single being, be it animal, insect, tree, or human being. Just feeling that heart and the love that it continuously exudes into the whole. Taking a breath. After being willing to admit to ourselves that we love everything, thinking about what it is we want to say, what it is we want to hear from this place of love. If we find ourselves in the environment where we can share love, to ask for the wisdom to be able to share that love. For the patience and for the insight to be able to listen from that place of love that resides within all of us ceaselessly and infinitely. Asking for the wisdom to be able to speak what is on your heart, the truth, to speak your truth. And on the other side of that infinity, to be willing to hear the truth of others, being secure enough in your truth that the opinions and truths of others can be seen as a beautiful fractal reality as well, instead of something that is in a state of attack of yours. Taking a breath, mindfully exhaling. It might not be words, but it is still you expressing something to this whole. Imagining even your breath as a loving response, a loving gift to the trees, to the plants, to the very environment that you're a part of. Saying something just by breathing. It's from this place, this want to say things, this want to hear things, that we ask for ultimate intuition, clear intuition, the ability to see, the ability to feel, the ability to know. In this moment, we get to recognize that we are infinitely more vast than our human form can ever articulate. That the inner world within you is just as vast as the infinite world without you, outside of you. To feel into this moment and to see yourself as both sides of the infinity. Infinitely vast as a being within an infinitely vast universe. You as a molecule, as a pair, as a node of infinity, a part of the DNA of humanity. Every moment you spend in awareness, you evolve everything. Every moment you spend in awareness, you evolve everything. And then from this connection to everything, giving it all back, all of the things that you're aware of, giving back in gratitude, giving back in love, giving back in light, and allowing that same gratitude, that same love, that same light to flow into you, to be with you, to be you, because that's exactly what you are, the loving light of awareness. And in this space of recognition that you are the loving light of awareness, realizing that you are worthy of everything, of love, of abundance, of experience, of good food, of health, of joy, of wonderful communication, allowing it to be you as you allow it to flow through you. And then coming back into the space, never having left and yet feeling like there's a part of us that did, huh? Maybe it's just the recognition of the part of yourself that's not just within this human form, that becomes aware, that feels seen, huh? Today's whole topic is just that. There is this new movie on Netflix. While I was eating today, I usually allow myself to watch something while I'm eating because I feel like I can't exactly use my hands to type, so I guess I can watch something while eating. And the thing that I chose to watch today is a movie called Metal Lords. And it was genuinely, at least in my opinion, like watching a fractal of Lane's life, right? Like Lane, our friend here in the streams. Like Lane is this beautiful individual who has this passion for metal, and he's been working so hard. Literally one of the hardest working people that I know when it comes to, pursuing his truth, the stuff that's in his heart, and actually realizing that in his external reality. And this movie is about these two friends who make a metal band, start a metal band, and the ebbs and flows of life that kind of go around that. And there's this one beautiful scene where one of the main characters is sitting with a boy that has Down syndrome, and he's having a conversation with them about getting angry and about being sad. And the boy with Down syndrome, he's the one that mentions being sad. And upon mentioning being sad, the main character, one of the main characters, asks him, "Do you know why we get sad?" And the boy says, "No." And he replies or answers, gives the statement that the reason we feel sad is because people pretend like we don't even exist. Passing through life like we don't even exist. And in that moment, I had such a moment of like resonance, like a truth was being shared. Like the whole movie could have fallen away, and just that scene was exactly what I needed to hear in that moment. It showed to me this genuine experience of how we can hurt people almost beyond repair by just pretending that they don't exist. Recognizing that, again, within this context of being willing to see our own darkness, and then realizing that we have the potential to make people feel seen beyond what they even thought was possible. To see them as we see one another in this space literally creates a new reality for us. My brother came back home yesterday. I I finished the stream. I, went to him, literally was in the kitchen already, and we just started having chats. I went and I got some of my rolling equipment, and while we were standing in the kitchen, My sister shared some stories, and my brother shared some stories, and I was like rolling a joint while we were having this conversation. Invited him to smoke this joint with me. Invited my dad to smoke this joint with us, and he actually opted in for that. And me and my brother was just sitting outside, like smoking this joint together. And the first joint I rolled was rolled with the intention of drive, but it was too spicy. Like literally the intention of drive, kind of like it being at the end of the day, having kind of like wound down, suddenly injecting this intention of drive was almost too much for us to handle. So we stopped smoking the joint completely, and I rolled another one. Like we literally, like the most of the joint was left. It was like literally just a little puff that was taken of it, but it was too much. Rolled another one with the intention of the light, and that joint suddenly just smoked so easily. It was like, oh, nice. Oh, like it's almost like we're smoking nothing because it's so delightful. Getting into this mindset, we started having these conversations about levels of awareness, of being able to see one another. You know, the loving relationship me and Rudo has with one another, my brother has with one another, has been so transformative in both of our lives because we see one another in a way that we weren't, I want to say we weren't allowed, is the word comes initially to my mind, but I feel just we didn't choose to. We could have seen one another in this way this whole time, but we chose not to. And when we when we kind of finally, you know, let go of our egos, let go of the part of ourselves that wants to be separate, we allowed ourselves a moment of communication that is so divine, that is so connected with one another, where we feel like we can see parts of ourselves that we cannot even express. We had conversations last night while we were watching the stars, and it genuinely felt like we were talking for hours and hours and hours. But I had to do yoga, so I had an alarm set, and I had 20 minutes that I could spend with my brother still before I had to go and do my yoga at that point. And I told him, I have like 20 minutes left before I have to go and do yoga. So, like, let's try and make the most of this time we have together. And we went, we took our cushions and a blanket, and we were kind of just like watching the stars, and we were having conversations about these layers of perception, these abilities to be with one another in a way that there is a whole new experience being generated between us that is almost outside of the normal world. Like, because we were allowed to see one another, because we did see one another, we could see one another in a way that other people can't. You know, and it's not necessarily a changing of your outside reality, a changing of your beingness, but it's an understanding, it's an insight into the vastness of you as a human being, and being able to see that part of someone else, being willing to acknowledge that that part of someone else exists. It's almost like you tune into that part that it is we both share with one another, and it's like we were reading each other's minds, literally as if it was like we were reading each other's minds, and we were having conversations that were almost like we would say something, and I would be like tripping out because I was just thinking that thing, and then I would say something and he would trip out because he was just thinking the exact same thing. And we were having these conversations about, you know, levels, about future possibilities in technology, about our, you know, love for one another, and how we want this connection of humanity between one another. I talked about you friends so much with him as well, because he was like, is other people like having this experience with one another? And I'm like, dude, millions of people is having this experience where we feel so in tune, we feel we can see each other so clearly that the whole experience of humanity, of our lives, changes because of that. And that us as a collective humanity is waking up to that ability to tune into different other people's mindsets, to think as they might be thinking, to feel so in tune with those thought processes that you feel seen. Literally hearing your thoughts coming out of someone else's mouth is you being seen. At least it makes you feel seen. We talked about yo like this absolutely stunning, like drop dead gorgeous women that I grew up, you know, knowing as from like primary school. And this woman, she was the very first person, or at least, yeah, actually, uh, it depends on how you want to see it, but very definitely the very first girl in my entire existence that was kind to me. Like I guess, parents and family don't count because they kind of have to be, but from the external world, she was the very first girl that was ever kind to me. And I've thought about her a lot over the last few years. And then me and my brother are having this conversation, and we know her boyfriend. And unfortunately, her boyfriend is one of those individuals who don't necessarily see any value in being faithful. And unfortunately, her father is also not someone who believes in being faithful. So we were talking about this fractal of her believing that she's not worthy of a loving partner that will love her with, faithfully. Having grown up seeing her father not being faithful towards her mother and just wanting a better life for her, believing that she's worthy of a better life than that. Seeing her, if you will. And we're having these conversations, and it's like this beautiful moment of recognition between me and my brother. It's starting to rain a little bit. It's gonna get cold. And my father kind of like comes into the conversation, like he walks up to us while we're like stargazing, and I check my cell phone, and 18 minutes had passed, but it genuinely felt like we were having conversations for hours upon hours upon hours. And I ask him, my brother, how long do you think we've been talking for? Or how long does it feel like this conversation we just had? He's like, oh no, I don't know. And I ask him, does it feel like it was 18 minutes? And he was like, no, definitely not. But my dad is there with us. And I say, with my dad there, I say to my brother, I believe because we were so in tune in consciousness with one another, in the way we were thinking, in the way we were allowing ourselves to express, in the way we were seeing one another, that we literally created a new dimension within which we found ourselves. And that dimension is something that is technically outside of time. And we got to communicate in that dimension, outside of time, for so long because we were allowing ourselves to. We wanted to have that conversation because external time was limited. And my dad laughs. My dad laughs at our faces. He's just like, oh, you're right. Like that was the exact words. Oh, you're right. And I'm like, Dad, I'm not joking. I'm not actually joking. When we see one another, everything changes. Everything changes. Whew. Thank you, friends. Melita, it's so tricky to see or... Whoa! 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 What the hell? Ah! 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 What's happening? There we go. I didn't even know that's possible. Like the water is making my phone whack out. I didn't even know that's possible. Man, do I have to go inside? I really didn't want to go outside. I really didn't want to go inside. Oh man, things are freaking wet now again. It's so tricky to see or to be seen. If one is convinced it's already happening, but the more sure we are, we see, the less we actually see. That's the other side of the trip, Melita. That's the other side of the trip. Man, my slippers are wet. Fine! Fine! Fine, okay? Fine! Oh, fine! I'll move into the shades. Ah. 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 Let's get this. Let's get this. Let's get this. Let's get my little book. Let's take this. Might be, will be significantly darker, but at least we won't get rained on. Level? Could be more level. Could definitely be more level. But it's gonna be what it is gonna be. Hello, friends. Again, Shannon. Lovely to you. Lovely to you. Lovely day to you. Literally only the days I'm there. My brother brought lots of mushrooms. We've got bud, boards, games, and lots of love. That's all you need, Brother Bear. That's all you need. Mushrooms and lots of love. I'm joking, of course. There we go. I will, friend. Greetings from DPRK. Greetings to you, friend. Oh, goodness. My phone is so wet that I cannot actually use my screen right now. Is it working? Yeah, there we go. It will have to do. Have a great time. My brother brought one. Greetings from DPRK. Again, Sammy, it's nice to have you here. Lisa and Isaac and Grant. Wait, Grant. I'm having a hard time humaning right now. Why? Why? Goodness. Actually. Hello, Puppy. Hello, Puppy Longstockings. Hello, Puppy Longstockings. I shall much now. Okay, bye-bye. I only have one hand. No need to rub it in. My friend, and yet, that one hand has allowed you to do so much. Thank you for sharing your love with us nonetheless, friend. Have fun. Nice to see you again. It really is. Antoine, thank you for joining us for the bear. You too, friend. Heath Ledger, the one and only Kermit. The one and only. I plan on it. Just want to come back with all limbs intact. I hope so as well, Isaac. Like, that's the least we can hope for. This is Heath Ledger. Keegan444. Very interesting that you're joining us here, friend. Thank you for sharing your synchronicities with us as well. He always makes me laugh. I think this is the third time. Nice to share the space. Always nice to share the space with you as well. Thank you, Lisa. Trick is to have someone slightly more sober than the others. That is a good, amount of advice that you just given there, Eden. Good morning, Kira Burp. So nice to have you here. Life pro tip. Not speaking from experience or anything. Yeah, of course not, Eden. None of us would assume that, no. I was just about to message you as soon as I get Uncle Becky out the door. Is Uncle Becky... Like, I did send a message on his new stream, but I don't know if it was. Was the new stream that was recently done by Uncle Becky on his new mobile device? Bro, what are you even talking about? If you listen, you'll know, friend. If you just listen, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Contemplating, there we go! Who needs tears? Contemplation is the third spiritual pursuit. It's either concentration, contemplation, or absorption. But no. Is it absorption? Meditation. There we go. Concentration, meditation, or contemplation. Those are the three spiritual paths. And contemplation are one of the things that are least practiced, if you will. Metacognition! I do like that as well, dude. That's pretty sick, contemplating. How's your day going? Hey, brother Ryan, just bursting with love for you all. You are such kind, loving people. And I'm so grateful, and we are so grateful to have you a part of this loving whole. Thank you so much, Ryan. Lovely Aquarius, Pisces person. Much love from a Libra. I'm not an Aquarius or a Pisces, beloved friend. I am a Taurus. Not that that necessarily matters. I am... full stop. As you are, full stop. Don't limit yourself by calling yourself a Libra. Sure, you might be a Libra, but you're also everything else at the exact same time. I genuinely believe that, friend. Embrace the part of yourself that's everything. Don't limit yourself. You should focus on a fag and Bavarian pastries. They sound pretty good, VR. I'm not gonna lie, actually. Retail. Take care, Ryan. Keep being your amazing self. Thank you for that encouragement. Kayana, with sending you all a field of love and protection. Sounds like such a blast of a time. It does, right, Kayana? I can't even imagine. Whoa, zoom. I see you so close, like suddenly there's like a melt up in your face. I think it zoomed itself again. Stop. Like the water is really wrecking my screen right now. It's like, bruh, please, please get the water off us, please. Let me see if this is gonna be better. Huh? It's just why it's like zooming automatically. Like I feel like it's only zooming. No, stop, stop doing. You wanna turn it around, dude? Please. My mind is like no, please. Come on, these drops. There's so many of them. Maybe that's it. Like I don't even know where the okay there is some more of them left being seen. You're literally looking to my to my eyes like never before. Why does it automatic? Okay, you know what? I release. I release. No more. I refuse. I refuse. Stop it. She's so close. I'm happy that you enjoyed the turmoil. Lolita Fields, chill fam. Thank you, friend. Mm, enjoy it. What a load of bollocks. I mean, if you believe it is a load of bollocks, believe it or not, to you, it's gonna be a load of bollocks, friend. It's all you. I'm enjoying it so much. I'm happy that you're entranced, if you will, in the visceral experience that is human beingness sometimes. You've missed my comments upstairs. Let me check them out. Sorry, Melita. Let me read all of them again. It's so tricky to see or be seen. If one is convinced it's already happening, but the more sure we see, the less we actually see. It's not something done once, it needs to be happening in each new moment as it comes. When time ceases to exist, you know you were actually alive. So in line with what I was like learning today as well, talking about true beauty being the void, true beauty being the lack of beauty. Because within the lack of beauty is you, that voidness, that ability to experience. And then outside of you arises this thing that you consider beautiful, and yet you're the thing that is beautiful. Even though you're acknowledging beauty outside of yourself, as soon as you acknowledge beauty outside of yourself, it's no longer the beauty that is you. What do you see? Do you see yourself? Or do you see the beauty outside of you and consider it to be outside of you? 2,210 viewers. Congrats. Hi, everyone from the world who was watching live. Sometimes we, touch a bunch of people's lives, friend. I'm flabbergasted, genuinely. Like, I can't even imagine how powerful these moments we have together are. Like I can imagine, but I can't even get close to rendering all of the infinite, fractals that is generating. Thank you, friend, for sharing love with the rest of the world as well. I appreciate you more than I can say. Thank you so much, Smithing. Aunt B, thank you for your efforts, courage in life choices, and persistence in this marathon of holding space for us to uplift each other. Thank you, Ryan, for doing the same, Brother Bear. As soon as Mel stops talking, the bird goes, yeah! Yeah! Yeah, of course, the universe agrees. The universe is in support of you. Go into a state of pronoia instead of paranoia. The universe is conspiring for your highest good. Not to get you, but to get you where you're supposed to be going. Thank you, friends, for being willing to live your life. I'll be missing you all in this space, but I can't wait to bring it into my experience for all of you. Please, Brother Bay, we look forward to hearing from you afterwards. I love starting streams like this, Mel. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shannon. I really enjoy it as well. I really do enjoy it. I feel it's going to be a big part of what makes this space important for me. Just being willing to take a moment to recognize that sides of ourselves. I thought that too absolutely sounded like, yeah, yeah! What a wonderful time. Okay, how are you? I'm sorry to hear you're only okay-ish. Sending you extra love, Eden. Thank you. That feeling is awful. It really is, Kayana. I'm totally feeling that hurt by not existing thing today. Had a good cry this morning. Feel a bit better after. I don't cry often, but it sure felt good to let go. 10 out of 10 recommend a good cry sometimes. 10 out of 10 agreed. A good cry can really serve you. Just allowing yourself to like really feel into that depth. A Melt Fam smoke sesh. I think we'll have a Melt Fam smoke sesh again tomorrow, but I believe there will be one on the Discord as well. Huge hugs to you with lovely and healing vibes. So wishing I could drive the dang 20 minutes and help out. I'm much more peaceful than I ever been. Oh, goodness, that makes me so happy to hear, Kira Burb, living into your infinity. You have no idea how happy that makes me to hear that. Me too. Me too. Cry it out, sister. And if you need us, hop on the sister call and we'll hold you. Yes, we will. Thank you so much for encouraging our beloved friend as well. I'm multitasking. Did I hear correctly? Maybe. You're never not multitasking. Of course not. Can confirm. So glad you could express it freely. You are loved and do exist in a huge way to each one of us. Oh, yes. Thank you for making sure she knows as well, Isaac. I really appreciate it, Brother Bear. Blessed we have Estienne as our brother too. I wish I could have conversations with my bio siblings like this, but they would laugh as well. We can try, Kira Burr. That's the thing. All we can do is try. And it's a moment by moment process. Like it didn't happen. Like me and my brother had this conversation as well yesterday. It took work. It took so much work, between both of us to be able to realize the conversations we can have with one another right now. And if we didn't do that work, we would never have gotten there. It's not hard work, but it is complicated work. It's like you have to try and melt away ego between both of you, and there are parts of your ego that tries to solidify itself against someone because of the things that you've shared before, right? The conversations, the fights, the lack or differing of opinion, or the feelings of tension within family situations and the lack of support or the adding of support. There are so many layers added to our egos when it comes to social situations, especially within our family relations, that it can be very jarring or very difficult to see that person as more than just what you've seen. And it takes a lot of work. But I believe it's possible. I believe it's possible for all of us. But it has to be something that comes from both sides. So Kira Burb, if you've tried to do that work and you weren't received on the other side, you've done your job. You have shared your light, you have shared your love with the world, and that's literally all the world ever expects of you, is that you do your best. Oh, I'm feeling better now. Just upset this morning because I have the worst friends ever. Nothing like a good one-sided relationship. Eden, beloved friend, at least now you have friends that don't, don't treat you in that way. At least I hope so. Like the friends that we have here in this space is so loving. No one-sidedness whatsoever. All right, I'm heading out, folks. Isaac, we salute you and love you, brother Bear. So much love to all of you. I think about each of you many times. Have a great day. You're absolutely breathtaking beings of love. Feels good to be seen by Isaac. Thank you, brother Bear. Okay, joining us as well, saying thank you for those kind words. Much love to you. Thank you for yours. Okay, perpetually into infinity, sharing the love that is in our hearts. Much love, dear friend and brother. Much love to you. We have Katie joining us as well, beloved friend. I've been sending you love all day. Thank you for joining us, my friend. How sad my past comments were. Don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. Hoping you all having the beautiful day you deserve. Eden, do I feel? Maybe because I'm suddenly in the darkness. I can feel a little bit darker. But no, but my friend, nothing but love. Nothing but love. Even if we share parts of us that feels unseen, that is an ask for love. And we see you. Eden. Freaking looks into your soul. So like I don't know, unironically I actually saw something. I saw this like almost like a, how do you explain that? Uh imagine like a yellow smoke, but almost like the yellow smoke was captured between two layers of like glass. and then it was like being pumped into that two layers of glass. And as it was like bleeding out, it started turning, or a layer of glass underneath it was having orange smoke injected into it. And the orange smoke was expanding faster than the yellow smoke was expanding in the center of it. And then it like kind of like continued in these layers into the different colors as well. But the first ones that I saw is this yellow and the orange coming into these layers. So I don't know what that's supposed to be, but I see you. I see you, Eden. You are so loved, my friend. Hello to all. Hi, Melt. Next week, April 12th, is the Neptune Jupiter conjunction, a very potent day energetically. I will be one of the magical I will be one of the magical red in one of the magical redwood forests of California with a friend on a magical journey. Will hold you all in my heart. Man, that makes me feel good. Thank you for sharing that with us, Nancy. Genuinely, friend. I hope you have an amazing time, for yourself, for your friend, for the whole. Literally, you going through that time, you being in that state of love, you being in that magical journey, you are evolving all of reality. Every single atom in existence is being influenced by your evolution in that moment. So thank you for being willing to think loving thoughts in that as well. I genuinely appreciate it, my friend. Hey, Mariah, just popping in to say hello, world. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. I love you all as we love you, beloved sister. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. I see a key kind of like going down, and then the key had like almost like a teardrop shape little holder, and then that teardrop shape had like layers coming out of it. Like it wasn't necessarily attached to the key, but it was like generating these waves. I don't know if that's supposed to mean something to you, but thank you for joining us, Mariah. No, sweet sister, we are blessed to be here with one another. No, Debbie Downer. But can I say that we should watch SNL clips of Rachel Dratch as Debbie because she's my spirit animal and I love her. Not as much as I love you, though. Thank you for sharing that love, Kira Barb. Yeet! Yeet it. Yeet it. Absolutely. Send love. Yeet all of the love into those boys of yours. Thank you, Mariah, for sharing some presents with us today. Wow, that sounds magical AF. It really does. I'll be manifesting on that day as well. The 12th of April, you said? Was it the 12th? Let me check again. Yes, April 12th. I have like a new manifestation little booklet, and the three manifestations that I've asked for is one. The first manifestation I ever wrote down on 4/4/22 was enough abundance to feed the world. Second manifestation was the wisdom, insight, and intuition to convince all of the abundance in the world to be distributed equally, so that people actually, well, not equally, like enough so that everybody has enough. And then today's manifestation was the ability to speak truth, manifesting the ability to speak truth. So I'm curious, what's gonna come up in my mind? What's gonna want to be manifested on the 13th or the 12th? Thank you again. Thank you for letting me know, Nancy. No, sweet sister, again, love. Thank you so much, Kira Burr. The one where Jimmy Fallon and Rachel can't keep it together is sending you links and love today. Please do. Please do share that love. Thank you so much, Kira Burr. Definitely not being Debbie Downer. Everyone is here to support you. That we are freaking looking straight into your soul right now, Eden. No, no other thing is true but love. You're still shining in the darkness, friend. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Love it, sister. The love you share. I can't even begin to think about it. I hope you have an amazing experience. So kind of you for thinking of us all here. Thank you for doing the same, Kira Burb. I know you do. Right? Like the reason you feel like that's a kindness is because you've had that kindness inside of yourself. Eden, this resonates highly with me in my life relationships. Sending you light and love, sister. Reach out on Discord if you need a friend to listen. You have so many friends right now, Eden. More friends than you can ever imagine that actually love you. I'm sorry, I'm kind of sorry that such a yucky feeling resonates with you, but I appreciate your love. I don't feel it's something that you should be sorry about, Eden. I feel natural, it's very likely, if you will, to have these moments of not being seen within your friendships, in your family, in your day-to-day life even. And being willing to admit to yourself that you have these moments of feeling where you're not seen is the first step to being seen, right? Like you cannot know that you want to be seen unless you know that you're not seen. And then as soon as you're willing to admit, as you have to us and to yourself, that you're the one trying to see to your friends, not only to see them, but to see to them, right? Like you have to be the one instigating the relationship. You're not being seen as you should be seen. And it's a part of yourself that's calling out, that's feeling exhausted, it's feeling like it's being drained because that infinity isn't being completed. You deserve a loving relationship, my friend. I hope you know that. We have Darth Zombie is joining us with his new account. Good morning to you, beloved friend. Thank you for joining us. Lighting candle, lighting for Eden. Please join if you wish. You know what? Uh, hmm. Do I want to end the YouTube stream? I think so. I love you, friend. I love you so much. So much. I don't know if you are going to make it onto the Reddit stream, but I think I'm going to end this stream a little bit shorter. I wanna spend some time with the loved ones on this side. IRL loved ones. Like my brother isn't here a lot. He spends a lot of his time at university, and I won't be here for that much longer. So I'm trying to make the most of the time we have together. I am going to take you friends with me to go and do a thing, but I'm gonna end it on here. Sending you love, 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 love. Joe Biden, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate you friends more than I can say. See you again tomorrow. Okay.